Welcome back to the Cup Check Podcast, episode 4. We are in season 2. This is where buddies get together to discuss sports, relationships, culture, current events, and anything in between. Nothing's off limits. Been friends for over 20 years, but rarely agree on anything. So with no further ado, we back. Virtual format again.
Hey, when you say the more than 20 years part, don't you want to add some extra to that?
I don't know. How many years has it been?
I don't know. I stopped counting, man. I've been trying to get out this friendship for a while now, but unsuccessful.
Hey, what's the pension plan for this friendship? Like,
You're only here by default.
We vested now. Like, I need to know that.
He said by default. Y'all need me, man. It's like that. It's like I'm like the Bobby Brown of this. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can try to get rid of me, but you don't need me to come back.
So have you seen Bobby Brown perform lately? Motherfucking man. Hey, are you sure you want to be Bobby?
So you saying you got a pot belly and you high out your mind right now? Is that what you're saying?
And I know you're getting bored, dealing with him.
No pot belly, but I might be high on my mind sometimes. Just depends on the day of the week and the time of the day. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man. All right, man. We'll get straight to it. Intro debate topic. We were post-holiday. So how many days after Thanksgiving are you eating leftovers?
Go ahead, dude. You thinking hard. Thinking
4
hard
hours.
over there.
4 hours, man.
4 hours?
4 hours. Yeah, I don't.
So you don't eat nothing the next day?
I don't like Thanksgiving food to begin with. Like I think that's like a new secret. I don't like turkey. I don't like ham. I don't like stuffing. I don't like cranberry sauce. I don't like any of that shit. So I'll give me some mac and cheese and some greens. Cool. I'll do the sides, but I don't really eat Thanksgiving after that. I'm not making sandwiches for a week out of the dry ass turkey. I'm just not doing that. Like you get 4 hours that following morning. This is what you probably get from me. Other than that, I'm gonna look at it. Maybe nibble on it from there and there, but I'm not. Nah.
Yeah, I had to agree, man. Like I don't do things. I'm very very picky eater. Everybody who knows me knows that I don't eat everything. So hey man, shut up, man. Anyway, I can't do. I don't do turkey. I'll do ham, mac and cheese, and the dessert. That's it. Yeah, gotta have the dessert. Besides that, maybe the next day, ham, mac and cheese. But after that, I'm cool. Throw that crap away.
I think it's very overrated food, to be honest.
It is.
But it's not about the food though. It's about the get together with your family type.
I could do that any day though. Like, I get it, the concept and the whole like, okay, let's sit here and give thanks. But really,
you should give thanks every day.
Yeah, exactly. So why we gotta have one day? It's like the same concept with Valentine's Day. Like,
right?
I give you 364 days of love, but this one day I decide, you know what? Fuck that shit. Shit costs too much this weekend or this day. We ain't going out. Oh, you don't love me.
Oh, you don't love me.
You don't care.
You didn't put no thought into it. You didn't care. Like, I care.
Same thing with Thanksgiving. Like, okay, I don't want no turkey.
But these are like Valentine's Day. These man-made holidays in order to make money. That's what they are.
Thanksgiving is about Black Friday, man. People want to just
pretty much,
which I don't participate in either. Nope. But yeah, for me, for Thanksgiving this year, I smoked a brisket because I don't like turkey.
Now we talking.
I smoked a brisket because I'm like, I don't want no turkey. So I did that. And then, the sides are good. Like I said, mac and cheese, yams and stuff like that are good. But we actually went on a trip the day after. So I didn't have any leftovers at all.
Even better
this year. But I know, some people
eat it all and toss it.
Yeah, I know some people, man, people be eating leftovers for a week. And I'm like, yo, y'all still eating Thanksgiving leftovers?
Man, stomach hurting.
Right.
Stomach hurting. It's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, Thanksgiving food ain't prepared. It's not meant to be eaten for over a week after it's done. Like, it's so heavy and you definitely gonna be toilet bound.
Yeah, so all of y'all out there still eating Thanksgiving food, man. Put it down. Throw it in the trash. Get rid of it.
Throw it away.
I'll be
toilet bound.
It's old. Toilet bound, man. Shit.
All right,
sitting on it, hugging it, one or the other.
Praying to it.
Probably both. Yeah. Probably all three.
Both ends.
Right. Nah. Ends, hard pass.
All right.
Cool. So this concept of grooming. Have you guys heard of grooming? You know what grooming is?
Nah, can you explain it?
All right. So Urban's Dictionary defines grooming, because most people out there would probably think of grooming as, you know, a dog, an animal, or something like that. Nah. Grooming, in the form of what we're going to discuss right now, is the act of manipulating someone who is younger than you with the sexual intent through the use of bribery. In layman's terms, basically that means you catch a young person, you kind of like talk them up, like, hey, baby, you know, it's like the ice cream truck thing. Kid in the candy store, get that white truck come around. Hey, kid, piece of candy, come follow me. So, in saying such, earlier this week, everybody knows Uncle Luke, you know, the don't stop, you know, that guy. He used his social media platform to deny allegations of grooming underage girls for his music videos and all things related. You can use your imagination for what all things related means. On Saturday, this past Saturday, 11/25, literally after Thanksgiving, which I found that kind of odd. But anyway, former model and video vixen Gloria Velez, who we kind of know from back in the day, took to her Instagram to give her take on abuse in the music industries after allegations made against Diddy by his ex-girlfriend Cassie, and all these things that headlined earlier. And then this other third assault case that came up between Diddy and Aaron Hall, who was wild as hell. If y'all ain't seen Aaron Hall's interviews.
Some of them interviews is crazy.
Woo! But that's her baby daddy that she has. She shares a kid with him. So that's how it all came up. So basically she had said, and I quote, if you don't like grooming, if you don't think grooming is happening in this business, you're sick, you're sadly mistaken. It's sick. It started in 1994 with Luke and a few others in this business. I was in high school. She showed a picture of her in South Florida in 1993-94 and as a teen. And then she said something along the lines like, this is my high school ID from Stoneman Douglas High. I look like a baby. Luke responded back like, no, Luke, don't get down like that, baby. Keep your conventions on your baby daddy before you get a defamation lawsuit. And he also further down explained, and I'll just paraphrase the rest of this, basically saying like he was just, you know, because you have a brand, you know, you're subjected to a lot of things. You get jammed up in a corner. I have everyone sign the forms. I have everything recorded, meaning he had receipts. You know, if it's not a traveling whorehouse, if you mess around with other artists, I'll fire you, all this stuff. So basically it comes down to this question here. Like, do you think it's like a new concept that's being uncovered with this grooming due to the let me scream rape now versus earlier epidemic that's happening? Do you guys think that there's some truth between, you know, what she's saying and what Luke's doing? And also, how do y'all feel about like individuals using social media to give their truths?
Man,
I know it's a loaded. It's
loaded.
It's loaded. It's a lot. It was a lot.
Hey, so look,
start wherever.
So I like the fact that Uncle Luke said, and I quote, y'all got the right one. I don't have no problem going to court.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So all this crap, in my opinion, is coming downhill based on the Diddy Cassidy situation. You know, how fast he settled and, you know, all the stuff that's going on since then, you know, since he settled and all these other claims and this, that, and the other. Do I think grooming is going on? Hell yeah. Shit, when we was in high school, man, you ain't even gotta have money, but you would see the older dudes pick up the younger chicks.
Pulling up to the school.
Picking up the younger chicks because they know, okay, she's younger. I can mold her into what I want her to be and what I want her to do. Hell yeah, grooming happens. You know what I'm saying? Do people
smiling?
Yeah. Do people take advantage of? I mean, I think unfortunately these celebrities, you know, they're in a situation where people are going to find a reason to have something to say about them because it's clickbait. It's a reason for interviews where they can make money. It's books, all these other things that come out of this, you know, is why they do it. But hell yeah, grooming happens. It's unfortunate that, like, you know, like I said, going back to Diddy and Cassie, right? You know, ever since that situation, it was so many other celebrities that were getting named and stuff that happened in the 90s and, you know, whatever. And it's like, damn, I'm not here to say it was true or false. Where was this before Cassie came out with her thing against him? Were you ever going to say something? You know, does it make your case valid or less valid? You know, because now, she got paid. Let me come out and say this person. I mean, it's a lot. It's tough to be a man. That's what I'm thinking about more than anything. Because as a man, you got to really be on your toes because the littlest thing can be misconstrued to, he did this back to me in high school. It's like, what? I don't even remember high school. So yeah, it's crazy, man. That, you know, he and whoever else has to go, even women. I mean, it doesn't happen to them as often, but, you know, grooming, of course, happens, man. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, and it's foul, man. Like, you know, dudes that kind of prey on younger chicks. So they know that the conversations that they have with these younger girls it ain't gonna fly with somebody their age. You know what I'm saying? If you're in your 30s or late 20s, whatever, and you talking to this 17-year-old, everything you say is like, wow, like everything's amazing. You know, you talk to a girl
Right.
your age, they're gonna be like, and you're like, you know, and what?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just foul, you know, but like I said, it is something that happens. But yeah, I agree, man. It's just crazy that all this stuff coming out later. Like, you know, there's so many things. Everybody's made mistakes in their past, high school, especially like high school or college days. Like everybody's done, you know, some crazy stuff. But to your point about the social media thing, man, like that thing is just wild to me, man. Social media is it's a gift and a curse, man. It's
Yep.
like speaking on that is Marcellus Wiley, right? So he had his thing where you know a chick at Columbia's claimed that he raped her and all this stuff. So he got on social media and gave this whole speech
In
about what happened.
1994.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? This is I mean 20 plus years ago, you know. So
Right.
you know, but he's on social media this past week defending himself, you know, about these from these allegations, you know, and it's honestly, to me, I'm like, yo, you need to let your lawyers, your attorneys handle this stuff because like you basically giving statements online that can be used against you. And you know, if you respond based out of emotion and stuff like that, you know, you may say some things you ain't supposed to say. But regardless, you know, it's just crazy, man. It's like how do you go back and like is there ever going to be a resolution where like the only people that know are the two people that are involved in it. They know what really happened. Nobody else really knows what happened. And even if you got people that are witnesses or whatever 20, 30 years ago, they don't remember. Half of them don't remember very well what happened either.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, you know, obviously it's wrong. You know, what wrong is wrong, but you know, all this stuff coming out years later is just wild.
I think it's just more so because the states they allow you to up to like 20 years.
20
Like
years,
a lot,
yeah.
I think like like New York, a lot of stuff is coming from New York, you know, and they allow up to 20 years before you know it gets tossed out. You can't really go after anybody after that.
Right.
So that's it's weird ass timing to end the year. I'm like everybody's screaming rape all of a sudden. I'm just like, dude, like, I mean, not to say like jokingly, but okay, fine, fuck it, I'm gonna make a joke. Like you've been getting raped for like how long? How long? You know what I mean? Like, why are you saying something now about it? Like,
Yeah.
like it's been going on forever. You've been knowing about it. Maybe it got tossed out of the court early on. Maybe it didn't. But I mean, to be saying it now, it's just like, what? Like to your point, what's the truth? You know, no one really knows what the truth is.
And what are you trying to get from it?
Yeah, so
Right, money.
even her, Gloria Velez, right? Was she, I know you
Yep.
said it began in model and Instagram something or whatever. Would she have been any of that if somebody didn't discover her back in the day? You know how many fine, beautiful women there are who never make it, you know, to anything, you know? Being an Instagram model ain't shit, you know, just are you making money off of that? Like you might be making something based on number of followers in your post, but you're not making what the celebrities make to make a post, right? So when people say, "Oh, my IG model," really? Do you have sponsors? Do you have people who are paying you?
What does that mean?
What does that mean?
You
know,
IG influencer.
To say you're a model,
it don't take much to say that.
Yeah, to say you're a model, you need to be having contracts on, you know, ads, stuff like that, getting paid. You know, so would she have a account? I don't even know her career, just personally, but would she have that career, have had it if somebody didn't discover, oh, okay, this is a nice looking teenage girl who can grow into something, you know, like even back in the day, man, you know,
she was a video vixen.
Yeah, when modeling agencies, when they used to try to find talent, they would look at schools, you know, these young individuals for these modeling agencies, you know, and they would have teenagers in, they say JC Penney's, Macy's, whatever, you know, type of ads or commercials. That's a model.
JC Penney catalog, man. I used to love that shit. I don't know why. Man, dude, never mind. That's a different conversation.
But to your point though, man, people need to stop airing out their grievances on social media.
Right.
You know, it's like, what do you want? Sympathy? Like, you either want celebrity or you want sympathy, you know, because otherwise it's nobody's business. Your business isn't everybody else's business. If you mad at somebody, deal with them. But let's say if you air it out on social and then something happened to them, they coming to you because you're the one who's like, oh, you had a problem with this person. You aired it all out. You know, what'd you do? You know, were you behind this? It's just dumb, man. You don't realize how much law enforcement is watching everything you post on
Everything.
social media. But yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah.
that's this new age now,
Well,
man.
that's a perfect segue to the next topic. Social media is getting more people in trouble. So you guys heard about Josh Giddey, the Oklahoma Thunder. So he's point guard,
Mhm.
Oklahoma City Thunder. He was like the 6th overall pick in the 21 draft. Australian dude. And so he's recently come under investigation, actually out here in SoCal in like Orange County, Newport Beach.
Mhm.
And so there was some type of post on social media of him partying with what they say is an underage girl, and so that they had some type of improper relationship. So allegations just surfaced because of the social media posts, and which has since been deleted, of course. And
Right.
some anonymous social media user said a girl who was seen with Giddy in the videos was a high school junior at the time of the post or whatever. And so now the police department has gotten involved and they're investigating and all that kind of stuff. And but he's still currently playing. He's still starting, I think.
He
And
played last night
Yeah,
yeah,
they beat the
against
mess out the
Lakers.
Lakers.
yeah, and
Right.
nothing's really happening. I mean, there's been some talk, but not a lot of talk. And I understand at
Mhm.
the end of the day, these are allegations, right? So nobody's, there's nothing proven, nothing, has happened. But I don't know how true the posts are. Like I've seen some, and the girl was like, "I just fucked Josh Giddey," like in the post or whatever, and
Right.
he's with his shirt off in the background of the picture, and so obviously it don't look good. But nothing's been, nothing been proven. But like I said, he's playing currently. There hasn't been a whole lot of coverage, and then now apparently the family is not cooperating with the police as well.
Conveniently.
So yeah, yeah, conveniently. So we're just gonna assume some money has exchanged hands. But they're
Mhm.
not speaking out. They're not saying nothing. And so basically, just wondering, like, what do you guys think? What do you think about the allegations? Number one, and then how do you feel about the NBA and just the media in general? Kind of sweeping this one under the rug a little bit. It's like it's that like I haven't been seeing as much coverage. I feel like we've got more coverage
Mhm.
on Kyrie and his anti-Semitic comments that he supposedly made about the video than we've been seeing about this. And so, yeah, what are y'all thoughts, man?
Well, I mean, it's kind of loaded because I mean, I get sometimes when the media is like, okay, I can't speak on it because there's it's allegations and
Right.
something criminal, you can get sued for things like that. However, I feel like that energy was not the same when it came to like,
Nah.
other, I'll say it, black NBA players
Mhm.
that either did something similar to Kyrie or, even back in the day where certain type of things happen on the court or off the court. It's just, they bring it to light and even the teams take more action. They'll say like, hey,
Right.
you sit down, you go home until this gets figured out.
Right.
Them letting him play every day like nothing has happened because
Yeah.
of something like this is the wild part to me because the team themselves could take action and just say, hey, just because this is an allegation, we know it's an allegation, we're going to have you stay home or just sit until this gets cleared up.
Right.
And the fact that the parents aren't cooperating means obviously that they got some money.
Yeah.
And if they don't cooperate, then there's no investigation. Like they're going to throw it out the window. They're going to be like,
Yep.
well, them being
There's nothing
silent
there.
means nothing happened. Oh well, let's just turn a blind eye, and I just think it's just crazy. Like certain like black media personalities like Malika Andrews and Stephen A are getting scrutinized about it because it I get it. It's a fine line, like I said. You can't really speak like you want to because of because they're allegations and it's a little bit more serious. We're talking about sexual assault on a minor here, but at the same time, I feel like they could say something along the lines of what the team should probably take action on, or kind of just like, all right, if you're in this situation, you should probably chill out. You shouldn't be
Right.
playing and going about your business every day like nothing's ever happened.
Right.
That's my issue with it. Right. It's just crazy how they just letting it go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to agree, man. Like, I'm glad you mentioned the ESPN personalities, right? So, with I think about recently, what's his name, Miles Bridges, right, from Charlotte.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He had some allegations of, I
Malik
think,
Bridges. Yeah.
yeah, from Charlotte. He had the
Mm-hmm.
allegations of, I think, domestic something against his ex or something like that, his kid's mom.
Mm-hmm.
Charlotte sat him down. He didn't play. Like they didn't sign him to an extension. I think he was eligible for extension at that time.
He was.
He sat down like for like that whole rest of that season or whatever. Couldn't play, couldn't do it. And they were covering it. And this was still an allegation. It hadn't been to court, hadn't been nothing. Yeah, man, you got to sit down. We don't even want you around the team because of what you're accused of. Right. So I'm personally, it has to do with race. I don't care what anybody says. There have been, like you said, the Kyrie situation. They was talking about that every freaking day. And, my opinion on that is, yeah, Kyrie shared a post. He shared a post. Y'all didn't go after the person who created the post.
Right.
Or who wrote the book that he shared. You went after him because of who he is.
Mm-hmm.
The Bridges, you went after him like based off an accusation that he hadn't even went to court over, and the team made him sit down. This dude, they just beat the Lakers last night.
Right.
Just beat them last night. And you started
14-8. 14-8.
Yeah,
It started.
Come on, bro. Like what's going on, man? Like it just make no sense. I mean, actually, I won't say it don't make no sense. I'm actually kind of expected this, just based on how the society we live in, but maybe as more things, and like you said, the parents not cooperating, the minors not cooperating, of course not. They live in Newport Beach, man. If you're not familiar with Los Angeles County, and that's even Orange County, you got money to live in Newport Beach. I'm sorry, the family has money, on top of what Josh Giddey's already, what he has too. So come on, that's gonna get thrown out. They're gonna sweep it under the rug and just act like nothing happened. Yeah. All right, cool. Back to business. But in the meantime, if I'm another player from the outside looking in, I'm be upset. Like, come on, man. Like, look what y'all did to me, and look what y'all not doing to him. And I'm gonna blame it on race. That's the only thing I see.
That's the only optics that's there's left to see. Like you said, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, and I'm one of them people, like, I ain't got no tolerance for underage, like all that. Like, granted, it's not as terrible as it could be. I think he's 21.
He could have been lied to.
He's 21.
He's 21. He said,
you know what I'm saying?
He said when he was 20,
maybe 16, 17.
She was 16, 17. I mean, he's still an adult.
Yeah, and you're still kind of in the same range. But when you 25, 28 or whatever, like, y'all didn't even come up at the same time. Like, there's a possibility that y'all were in the same circles, whatever. Maybe she was like in 8th grade when you were a senior. You guys are kind of seeing each other, whatever. You can wait. Like, just wait, man. Give it some time. Like, when you start 18, whatever, you still interested, then yeah, maybe. But just wait, man. Like, I don't understand. Like, there's way too many fish in the sea for you to be going after.
Oh, so this makes me think about high school.
Man. Yeah, you're an NBA player. You gotta have action on everywhere on the road, like, come on, man. Home. Come on, man.
Yeah. You definitely knew. Yeah. But I know there's in OKC, I think the age limitation for stuff like that is 16.
It's 16.
But this happened,
But it happened out here, I think, right?
But it happened out here, I think, right? Okay. So either way it goes, I mean, right is right and wrong is wrong. And and the optics of it, like y'all said, even though it's alleged and all this stuff, the optics make it seem like that. Yeah, this
grooming.
This dude was black, right? He was grooming. He's been grooming her, still grooming her,
right? And
unfortunately, if he was African American, or let me just say non-white, how about that? If he was a minority, they would have been all over this. Different story. They'd have been throwing him under the bus. He'd have lost all his sponsorships. Now they're just like, well, let's let the court system play it out and just see.
Yeah.
What? What are we doing right now? Like, this is so silly to me. But again, like y'all said, unfortunately, this is the society that we live in, and maybe he gets acquitted. Maybe she did lie. Either way it goes, it's just not a good look. Sit the dude down until the court system figures it out.
Right.
Yeah. Y'all figure it out. The NBA should step up. Silver, I'm surprised. Like, hey, dude, you gotta sit down. You gotta go home. Like, it's not a good look for our league.
Exactly.
That's the thing. It's not a good look for the league.
If it
got potential pedophile playing.
If David Stern was still here, he'd be suspended.
Oh yeah.
Oh, for sure.
He'd have been suspended already.
Yeah, he would have got sat
Stern,
down. Yeah, he got sat down a long time ago.
Stern didn't play them games.
Nah. So it'd be interesting to see what happens. I mean, I don't know. I personally think it's gonna get tossed out because
I don't think anything's gonna happen.
If she don't say nothing, if she don't start talking, the family don't start talking.
They don't have nothing.
They don't have nothing. There's no case. So they're gonna sweep it on her, and I guarantee you, in 2 months, it's gonna be a non-story.
Yeah. Unfortunately. Whatever.
Right. Keeping up with NBA.
Right.
We got a in-season tournament. So, okay, I have a question. Do y'all even know what the fuck this is?
I have no idea.
Does anybody know?
I haven't been. I like looked at it when it first started and like looked at the brackets, and I'm like, what is this for? I have I
Right.
have
It's
no
like
idea.
it's
Money.
a weird
Money.
It's money. Yeah, there's money. And I get
Trying
the
to
money
motivate the
concept
players,
of
I
it.
guess, to
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if it matters because at the end of the day, it is money, and I get it. It's not going to affect the LeBron James of the world, but it may affect that 15 man on the bench. I get that. But other than that, what's the purpose of this? Like, the courts are hideous. I don't like. I mean, some of them are cool, but most of them are just like, what are we doing? Like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
And like, if it was okay, so here, okay. Aside from that, what are do y'all know the 8 teams that's left?
no.
I know the Lakers. I know the Lakers in there somewhere.
Lakers are on one. Yeah,
Lakers play the Suns. I know.
Yeah, the Bucks play the Knicks.
I know the Pelicans is in it.
Yeah, Pelicans play the Kings, and the Celtics play the Pacers, and the Knicks
Kings
play the
on.
Bucks. So those are the 8 teams.
Okay.
Out of all those teams left, based on what y'all seen, because I personally think the level of play has changed when these games come up. Who do you think is going to win?
Tough one, man, because it's money
Or
on
do
the
you
line.
even care who wins? Right?
I don't.
Do you care who wins?
To be honest, as a Laker fan, I don't care. I just want them to I want them to make it to the regular playoffs. Forget this tournament.
Right.
Well, all these games count towards their regular season record.
Yeah.
Right.
Regardless.
So, yeah. So for me, it's just like keep winning games, man. Like whatever that means.
It's a basketball game.
Yeah.
Win the game. Whatever. Win the game. Okay, so knowing that it's only $500K at the end of the year, and you probably get some end of the tournament. I mean,
is that for each player?
Fun trophy. Yeah, $500K for each player.
Okay.
I thought it was $250.
Well, I think it's $5 million or $5.5 million for the team. So you divide that up, it becomes roughly around $500K or something like that. My math is off. I forget how it works, but nonetheless, it's something like that. It averages out to about $500K a player or whatever. What would y'all change about it? Like, if you could change something about the tournament for it to mean more, like, what about it would you want to change? I know what I would change easily, but I'll let y'all go first.
Get rid of it.
That's easy pick. Why are we doing this?
Yeah. Like, what are we doing here? Like, and them courts, like you said, them courts is hideous. Some of them, most of them, I'm trying to watch the game on TV, and I'm like, dude, this is hard to watch because the court is so freaking ugly.
Dark.
Right.
Yeah.
They got special jerseys.
Right.
Like, what are you doing?
That was the other thing that threw me off when I saw the jersey. I like randomly, I haven't been watching much games anyway. So I turned the TV on and it was a game on, and I'm like, what the hell kind of uniform and court? Like, what I didn't know what was happening. And then I finally realized, oh, this must have something to do with this in-season tournament thing. Like, I didn't even know what was going on. So I have no clue what's going on right now.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like it's random games that are played. Like, you'll have a tournament game on Tuesday, then have 3 regular season games, and then you have another tournament game the following week. And I'm like, I'll just have it all at once, like they do for like NCAA stuff. Why are you spreading it out like that? Yeah. And I guess there's logic behind it, whatever, because you're paying people in certain brackets. So the bracket thing, get rid of, I would say. And then the winner of the tournament, you should make the playoffs automatically. And I ain't talking about the play-in. You should get an automatic top 6 seed. That should be. Then I'm like, okay, you probably get more intrigue and more interest and people caring about it. Right. If you win that tournament, all right, cool. You automatically in playoffs. No matter what your record is, automatic playoffs. And then the runner-up, I would say, will automatically get a top 10 seed. So you automatically in the play-in.
Oh, so yeah, that would definitely motivate people.
Yeah,
that would motivate them.
You guarantee to be in the playoff one way or another, whether you're a top 6 or you're a top 10. I would say that's an easy fix. Yeah, that would do it.
That would be motivating.
But I think some of these dudes really care though right now, which is great. Which is great, like, oh, okay, cool. And then, like you said, the LeBron Jameses and them, people who's making $60 million a year. Okay, all right, get another couple dollars in the account, whatever. But that guy who's on the end of the bench who's making the vet minimum, or not even rookie minimum.
They pulling for it. They
like,
come on, guys.
Come
on, man.
Yeah,
I need this.
Sweating, screaming, towel waving, slapping butts, getting that Gatorade. Like Giannis' brother working extra hard. For example, like he up there
getting Gatorade for everybody.
Hey, he's set, man. Like,
got that Jodeci vein popping out of his forehead, screaming like all kind of shit. Like,
hey, he's set regardless.
Screaming
because he know he ain't getting
running up and down the sidelines.
Right.
You know he ain't getting no playing time at all, but he's set, man. His brother gonna make sure he's set.
Is he the worst player in the league?
No.
Hey, have you seen the videos that they posted of
him?
Like
I think he's definitely
it's like
top.
clips of him.
Top,
like
yeah.
they said,
Top
like,
3
is he
worst
the
player in
worst
the league.
player in the league?
He might
have,
be, man.
They have
I don't
clips
know.
of him just like doing, just playing horrible basketball.
Oh,
I don't
It's
know. I
bad,
don't think he
man.
belongs in the NBA, but that's another subject. But
So
yeah,
that's written into Giannis's contract, right? His brother got to be on the squad.
Probably
one of the brothers.
It has
Somebody
to be.
got to.
It
Well,
has
the one that was on the Lakers wasn't too bad.
He wasn't too bad.
Yeah,
I think he's in the G League somewhere trying to figure it out.
I thought he was overseas or something.
Maybe better money.
Yeah,
But yeah,
man.
I don't know. We'll see what happens with this tournament. I honestly don't care who's going to win, but I think they're trying to get to Vegas at least. I know
somebody let me know what happens because I'm really not interested. I just want to know, man, make it to the Lakers, make some trades, get a little better because no reason we should have got our ass whooped by Philly that bad. And even the OKC, y'all was doing so good, and then by the time I look back at the score, like damn,
back to back games, and I built for it. It is what it is. But we'll see. I guess I don't know. Tournament's the tournament. If anybody cares out there, great.
Yeah, go team.
You clearly don't.
Right. Go team.
Right. Go NBA.
Go team.
Whatever.
Good try, NBA.
Yeah.
Right.
It's all for the money, though.
Exactly.
All right.
Cool. So I got a question for y'all, man. I'm not even gonna look at the phone for this one. I was actually driving to work today. Yeah, I was thinking a little bit, man. You know what I'm saying? No, this ain't a tough one, but it's kind of a interesting one. Yes. Anyway,
I hope it makes sense.
So they always make sense, just not to you because you're gonna ask a question regardless. So anyway, this question is regarding a man's psyche, right? So, do you as a man? When did you realize what you wanted? Like, so the question behind the question, do men ever know what they want from a woman?
Okay. Here we go. From a woman. Okay.
Yeah.
Context.
Yeah. So
what's the question?
You said, when did you realize?
I said, no. So let me take the when did you realize? Do men really know what they want from a woman? And do you know that based on when you get to a certain age, when you mature to a certain level, do you have to go through a certain experience? When does a man know what he wants from a woman?
Okay, I'll go first. I think it's a loaded question because for me, I don't know it depends on your phase of life at that time, your wants could vary. I mean, for one, I think having a want versus not knowing what your needs are is kind of damaging to begin with. Like, you can't have wants without knowing what your needs are figured out. So if that woman, whoever it is not providing the needs that you're looking for, then your wants shouldn't matter. And I think people tend to overlap the two to begin with. And before you should want from somebody else, you need to know what you want with yourself. Like, who are you as a person? What do you have to offer? What are you bringing to the table before you start saying, hey, this is what I want? Because my question would be back in return, okay, so why do you want that? Where is that coming from? So to answer your question, when did I know? I think it's based off everything you guys said, like experience based. There's certain circumstances that happen in life. There's, maturity, things that you value change over time. I would say, like, if I want to quantify it and put like a number on it, I would probably say, for me, honestly, probably my mid-30s. Before that, I was everywhere. I wanted everything from everybody. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's just what it was. The streets. I wanted the streets. And the woman were in the streets.
So your mid-30s is what you're saying, is when you figured out in your mind, I know what I want now.
Because I knew who I was as a person by that time. And that's where it started from. It's basically because I knew who I was. I know who I am. I know what I need, what I provide, what I bring to the table. It took me to about my mid-30s before I realized what that was, to answer your question. Yeah, for me.
I agree but disagree. So like I feel like
of course you do.
I feel like we want different things at different times, right? And so I agree with the part, like, we don't really know ourselves, and like we're constantly we should be exploring who we are and what we want, and what type of life we want to live, like all those things. But I feel like a lot of times as men, we don't have those conversations, obviously, with each other. And then we also, there's a lot of men that don't do enough of that work to find out what it is that you really want and like where you want to be in your life and whatever. But like younger me wanted different things than what the me now. You know what I mean? Like that
from a woman.
Yeah, from a woman. Yeah, like when you're younger, whatever. Like you said, Roy was like, you for the streets. Like you want different things. You're not as worried about
companionship,
security.
for example.
You said what?
I said companionship, for example, would be one thing you and I is concerned about.
Yeah, I'm not as concerned about like, your future goals or whatever. Like, I'm with you for a short time, a good time, not a long time. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't I wasn't as focused on future. All right, what kind of wife or mother are you going to be, and what kind of business person are you going to be? Whatever. I ain't worried about that stuff when I'm younger, And so as you get older, you start thinking more future based, and then that changes what you want or what you think you want from a woman, and then obviously being in relationships changes all that, because the relationships and trials and all the things that you go through in your relationship make you go like, oh damn, I thought I wanted this, but yeah, I don't really want that, So so I think it changes, man. I don't think there's, as far as the question about like when did you know, like I don't think there's a set time. I think it's just based on kind of where you're at in your life at that moment, and just being able to identify like what it is that you want at that time. So yeah, it changes.
So I got a couple of things from what y'all said, right? So a woman shouldn't expect a man in his 20s to know what he wants.
I wouldn't say that, because to Rob's point, it could be,
what
some
you
people
want.
know what they want in their 20s.
Yeah.
Some people do. I didn't. I wasn't gonna try to.
Yeah.
That's me.
Or you like, think you think you know what you want for that time period.
Right.
But as men, I mean, as human beings, we evolve and change on a regular basis. You know what I mean? So that's gonna change. Your wants are gonna change too. But I think a lot of times people get caught up and they think that, oh, well, you said this is what you wanted. Like, well, not anymore. Like now I'm looking for this, or now I want this. And I think that's where people get tripped up too, because they think you're supposed to be the same forever. And it's like, that's not realistic.
Yeah. I don't think you lived enough life in your 20s yet to know really.
Right.
I mean, to honestly, like overall, yeah, I don't think you lived enough life to know what you want in your 20s. 30s come, okay. You got some seasoning, you've been through, you should have been through something, some experiences, been through some things, good, bad, or indifferent. When you're 20s, everything for the most part is either all good or all bad. You can't really base your life off of that. Like it really, like overall, most people, it's either all good or all bad. There ain't no in between. You get the in between shit once you hit your 30s.
Yeah.
So I agree to the age part, right? So what Roy was saying, like, so I know in my 20s I was a different person, and once I hit the 30s, it was like, okay, now I don't know, it's like a switch happened, like in my mind. It's like, all right, like I don't know what it was about turning 30, but it's like, damn, like, all right, now I kind of know what I need to be doing, right, or should be doing, or what I want or need, as I age and have, like you said, gone through the experiences and whatnot. So I think age does play a factor, age, and then plus your environment too. So if you're in your 20s wilding out, that's what you're used to. If you're in your 30s still wilding out, that's what the people you hanging around and what you're doing. And that's not going to cause you to ever take not ever, but you're not taking any situation or any woman serious because you're still doing the same stuff you were doing in your 20s and not looking for nothing to help you grow and progress. So for me, I would say it's age and experience based, but then like Rob said, you are at different ages and stages in your life, right? To where you're like, oh, okay, right now I want this. And then, a year from now, or even 6 months from now, I want that or need that. I need something totally different. But then it's about having that individual who's going to be there willing to go through those stages with you, one, and understand those things as well. Like, all right, cool. Well, they're also, going through their stages as well. So they're willing to, all right, I know you going through this, you're figuring things out, and so am I. But in your 20s, it's kind of hard because life is coming at you fast in your 20s.
It is.
So, I feel like some, just talking to people, man, their expectations for men in their 20s is kind of high. And I'm like, this person's in their 20s, right? Like they enjoying life. They're not supposed to know none of this stuff. Like, right now they're supposed to be still figuring out and going through these experiences and whatnot. Like Like my son, man, my son is a teenager, one of my twins. And I'm like, dude, why are you so in love in high school, man? Like, what's
You're
wrong with
not
you?
gonna stay together.
Yeah.
It's not happening.
I'm like, dude, it's high school, man. You're supposed to be
Right.
having a ball, but it's just what how life is set up now. But that's part of, like you said, the experiences that you have to go through. It's like to start learning. Okay, I got this from this relationship. Now I know going into the next one, I'm gonna need this, or I'm gonna want to do it this way, whatnot.
Yeah, it's a choice too. I think it comes down to you have to make the choice to want to do these things too. I mean, because like men, we don't necessarily have biological clocks like women, quote unquote, do. And I'm not say quote unquote, they actually do. Right. But in the sense of a mindset, like it's a choice. Like you're choosing, like I'm choosing to stop being for the streets. If we're going to use me as an example, right?
Right.
It's a choice. I can still be for the streets because there's a lot of streets. There's new streets out here that's being created. Like there's a lot of shit out here in the streets, right? But ultimately, ultimately, it's a choice. It's a choice that you choose to, like, you know what? I'm exhausted, man. I'm just tired. I'm tired of walking these streets. Like I'm good.
Oh, you a streetwalker now?
Hey, man. Hey, the buses don't move as much as they used to. Can't drive sometimes. You gotta walk, man.
Too much traffic, man.
You gotta walk a beat. You gotta hit the streets. No, but it's part of the choice and the time and accepting the timing of the choice too, because everything is timing based. I mean, chemistry don't matter. It's all about the timing. Absolutely. But you have to also choose to accept that timing too. Like, there's plenty of things in our past that I'm pretty sure we can speak on. I'm not going to on here, but you can speak on where it's like, all right, I, in hindsight, probably made the choice not to accept that timing.
Yeah.
And in hindsight, it was probably the best thing for me to do. At the time, you're like, wait, is this the right choice? Or whatever, fuck it. But, it's all hindsight, but it's a choice. It's a choice to accept the timing, and then hopefully all that chemistry and other stuff align. And y'all on the same space, same page or whatever. But
yeah, I think timing is huge. I think that's something that women need to understand and realize too. With men, you know what I mean? For some of us, myself included, I feel like I just realized what the hell I wanted the past couple of years. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
it don't make it okay. Don't get me wrong. We ain't right for what we do.
Yeah.
It ain't necessarily right that we put y'all through some shit.
Right.
But there's logic behind it.
We figuring it out, man. We figuring it out. And like you said, as men,
be blessed.
When you're
I'm gonna get in trouble. It's all good.
When you're used to living a certain way and being a certain way, like you said, like as we change, and if you got somebody on that ride with you as you're changing, like it gets rough, man. And so, like I said, for me, I'm like literally just a handful of years ago is when I feel like, okay, now I really understand what it is I want. I've been married, 15 years, so
right.
Yeah, man,
it takes time.
Yeah, it takes time, man. And but I feel like it's not even just men. I feel like women too change and evolve over time, and their wants change too. So it's like both parties have to be understanding of like things are going to change. But that's where that communication is super important. And obviously having your circle, like I think, was it JT or one of y'all mentioned about like the type of people that you hang around too, the type of circles that you're in, like that makes a huge difference in how you move too. So yeah,
it's all part of it. But yeah, I don't, like I said, mid-30s is good. Whether mid-30s, by mid-30s, you should probably kind of know what you want.
Got to figure it out a little bit.
What you don't want, at least. You should have some things figured out. If you don't, and again, if you're choosing not to figure it out, that's another conversation. And then that's fine too. Just be real about it. Keep it a buck. I'm for the streets. All right, cool, bet. I know what I'm signing up for. But if you really up there like, well, I really don't know. I kind of want this. I kind of want nah, you're an idiot. No grace for idiots.
It's being honest with yourself, being honest with yourself and with that person, saying, hey, I know what I want or I don't know what I want. Right. So therefore, right now I'm still trying to figure it out. And like Rob said, that person having some grace with you, like while you're still trying to figure it out and not pressuring you,
because you can't expect them to, though. That's the other side of it too.
Yeah, you can't. But I think some people have been in a situation where they felt pressured. Like, okay, I don't know what I want. Okay, well, yeah, exactly.
You need to let me know.
You need to let me know. It's like, well, damn, like I'm still figuring it out.
I just said I don't know.
I'm still figuring it out. Like, what you want me to let you know?
Right.
Yeah, so you can't put no ultimatum on no person, especially on no man.
Nah, you can't. It never ends well.
It doesn't.
Either right then and there in the moment or later on, it doesn't end well.
Yeah.
Grace goes both ways.
Yeah. All right.
Good stuff. Good stuff. All right, man. Episode 4. I guess we wrapping it up. We are on all podcast platforms: Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, all that stuff. So subscribe, follow us. Make sure y'all listening. YouTube. We back on YouTube. Yeah, we back on YouTube. And engage with us on Instagram, man. The Cup Check Pod. You can see it right there.
Get your Cup Check Pod merch.
We got merch.
We got merch.
Yeah,
we got merch.
Brought to you by Rob.
Talk about that.
Brought to you by Rob.
What budget did that come out of? Because I'm like, I haven't seen that.
The Christmas fund. It came out the Christmas fund.
We have a Christmas fund? Oh yeah, we got some shit to talk about. Whatever.
All right,
bye.
Man. It's been real. Peace out, man.
Peace.